Hey guys, hey, this is Nay. Follow me on IG, Twitter, and Periscope, and Nay Rob on YouTube. Now, let's talk dating in our 20s. Okay, guys, I'm making this response video to 4itsrox. She made a video, Don't Be Dumb, Dating in Your 20s. Now, the reason why I'm doing a response video with this, because when I was hearing the story, it totally took me back to where I was back in the 80s and the early 90s. Me and Rox, we're from different coasts, but it's pretty much the same song. She was from LA and I was from DC. Okay, like I said, everybody in the late 80s, well, mid 80s to the mid 90s were making money. Those young dudes was making guap. And the only difference between me and Rox is that, Rox always says that, in her mind, she was a drug dealer girlfriend in her mind, and she had drug dealer girlfriend tendencies. I was indeed a drug dealer's girlfriend. I never was engulfed in a lifestyle because I think my boyfriends were more terrified of my mama than the dudes in the streets. So I never seen it or, per se. It was never in my path, because, they understood that I was on a mission to graduate high school, not get pregnant, go to college. Like I was on some other stuff. I was different. I was in the hood, but I was just on some other stuff. So pretty much me and Rox kind of got like the same, story, hood adjacent where we lived. Um, our parents was like, you need to go to school and do something with yourself and not hang around this joker, all your life. So. Okay, so let me tell you the story time, okay? I was about, I want to say 18, maybe 17, something like that. And I had this boyfriend, maybe 18, something like that. But anyway, I had this boyfriend, but I didn't know what we were. You would have to check out my other story time for that. I don't know what we were, but he had, we were back and forth, and he bought me all the latest, outfits, the sweatsuits, the earrings with your name in it or with your boyfriend's name in it, the sneakers, and a chain, because in the 80s you wasn't nothing if you ain't have a chain, whether it was a herringbone, a rope, or a Gucci link, whatever it was, you wasn't nothing unless you had, that chain. So he bought me a rope, and it had his name on it. It had his, it was a nameplate with his name on it. And what had happened was we was on one of our down moments, and I had met a guy because I was leaving from the Go-Go one. If y'all don't know what Go-Go is, please Google it. I'm not going to break it down what it is, but I was coming from the Go-Go one evening, and the guy drove up, and he was in a really, really nice car. Like I think 4itsrox was saying 5.0. I mean, though, those were the shiz down here too, but here the car was a Z. It was it wasn't a 280Z. I want to say the 300 anniversary Z was what the car was back then. And if you had one of them, I mean, all the young dudes was driving it. These dudes was like 13, 14 years old driving these cars, and you'd be like, oh, gracious. So anyway, like I said, I was on an out with my boyfriend, and he was like, hey, I'd like to take you out on a date. Would you, like to come out with me? And I'm like, sure, I'm free. Um, as a matter of fact, I was 18 because I think this was my first year of college, and this was right before I turned, it was 18, 17, 18, something like that. So the guy was like, I want to take you out on a date. And I was like, okay, cool beans. Now, if any of you guys follow me and you're my subscribers, then you guys know that my cousin Mick ran my life. And whenever I didn't run past anything past her, when I didn't run a boyfriend past her or an idea past her, it always went bad. I mean, way bad. And this went way bad. So we talked on the phone for like a week or two, or however long we talked on the phone. And then he was like, "Okay, I'm taking you out." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." So he picked me up in the Z. I had on my chain, my whole, my earrings, my chain, my outfit. And I was being real sneaky that night because me and my boyfriend was working on trying to get ourselves back together, like within that time frame, like that me and him was fitting to go out on a date. And he was like, "What's going on? Why you being all shady?" I was like, "I'll be over there later on tonight when I get finished." But me and Mick about to go out. Me and Mick wasn't going nowhere. Me and Mick was going nowhere. I was going out with the Z. That's who I was going out with. And like Rock said, back in the day, you ain't need to have nothing else going on but that car. And he was cute. My God, he was cute to me, but back then it didn't matter. All that mattered was that he drove a Z. That's all that mattered. So anyway, we went out on a nice date. Back then, the spot was called Barnside, and it was like a little breakfast spot where you can go and get, like good breakfast food and all that other stuff. So we did that, and he was like, "Hey, let's stop past my house." So I was like, "Okay, cool," because we doing a date. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. We doing a date. So we go past the house, and he like, "Come on upstairs." So I'm upstairs or whatever. And the guy was like, "Okay, so what's going on with you?" I was like, "I mean, nothing. My name is Nay. I like long walks in the park, and I have a cat, and I'm in college right now." My dumb ass thinking that's what he meant, right? So then, I'm like, he was like, "You want to chill and watch a movie?" Back then, child, we was looking at what is that, VHSs? I don't think it was Betamax then. I don't think so. But we was looking at VHSs, child, and we watched Scarface. I'll never forget it. Changed my life. So we sitting there and we watching Scarface. Then all of a sudden, the dude like jump on me and like attack me. I'm like fighting for my life. Oh, get off me, get off me. And he was like, "Well, wait a minute. What you come over here for?" And I was like, "To, chill." I'm thinking nothing happened, nothing's going on. He was like, "Man, come on." So he say, "Come on, let's go." He got an attitude, he walking down the walkway, he walking way in front of me, he ain't open the door up for me, or nothing, nothing. And what he did was he was like, "Man, I'm about to go to the store. You want something?" I was like, "Nah, I don't want anything." And he was like, "Well, here," and threw like $5 on me because I was in the passenger seat, he was in the driver's seat. He threw $5 on me and was like, "Well, man, go in there and get me some, I don't know what it was, bag of potato chips. I don't know." So he like threw the $5 on me and reached over top of me, grabbed the chain and pulled it over my head, and pulled it over my head and was like, "Man, I'm about to wear this." I was like, "Huh? You can't do that." He was like, "Man, I'll be right here. Don't worry about it." And this was down in Brentwood where he pulled this stunt at. And that is not my hood. I'm about to get robbed. I'm getting robbed. He was like, "Man, I'm not going nowhere." I was like, "Oh shit, this is not going to be a good situation right here." So I opened the door, and it was some dudes like right there watching the whole thing going on because the 380Zs had like this was like the T top. I don't know if any of you guys remember the T top, but it was like a T top where this part was open, but it was like a line going in the middle. So the guy, like even the guys that were standing outside the car was like, "Oh, some shit about to go down." So I had went into the car. And then I mean not the car. I had got out the car and went into the store. When I came back, I didn't go like look or anything like that. But when I went in the store and I came back out, I was like, "That mother sucker," because he was gone. And that's why, and I knew that it was happening. That's why I was like, I'm about to get robbed. And back then you didn't have cell phones to call nobody or anything like that. I mean, it was really, really like jacked up. It was a jacked up situation. And like the guy, I turned around, I said, say, did you all see the guy? What happened? He was like, what guy you talking about? The guys, the man, the drunk man from outside was like, what guy you talking about, sweetie? I said, I got out his car. He was like, yeah, he left. I was like, wow. So I had to walk to the nearest phone booth. Yes, phone booth, y'all. Call collect to Mick and was like, Mick, I just got robbed. She was like, what? How you just get robbed? By who? And when I think about it, y'all, I don't even know the dude's real name. I don't even know if his name was real. I don't know what it was. I can't remember because it was so long ago. But I don't even know if that was the dude's real name. Like, I knew nothing about this guy. Like, I had no information on him because I was sneaking. Like, I couldn't have told Mick because I was like, I didn't get, talk to her about the situation first. And for me to have to call her and be like, Mick, I just got robbed. I mean, was it Brentwood or was it Edgewood? One of them. It was one of the woods. And I was like, I'm here, stuck. She was like, all right, I'm on my way. And she was like, well, where the nigga live at so we can go there? And I'm like, I don't know. She was like, what? You wasn't paying attention? And see, like what the good dudes would do back in the day is they would drive you round and around and around the block. You'd be going like 3 blocks from your daggone house, but they would drive you round and round and round so you wouldn't know where the hell you was going, so you would be lost. And I'm saying to myself, Mick, what you about to do? Because what you talking about where the nigga live at? But she was like, so what's the nigga name? Where he from? And I was like, Mick, I absolutely don't know nothing. She was like, so you went out on a date with a nigga and you don't know nothing about him? I was like, no. She was like, you know what? You deserve this. You really do deserve this. I said, well, what I'm going to say about the chain? Because my boyfriend bought me that chain. She was like, well, what we going to say is we going to say we got robbed. We're going to say we came from the go-go and we got robbed. And when I tell you that was a friggin' lesson learned, because for me to have to look my dude in the face and tell him, baby, me and Mick was coming from the go-go, and he didn't believe it. He didn't believe it because he knew who my little cousin was. He knew who her little brother was. It wasn't like nobody was going to try us. Like down the street from my house, you mean to tell me, because the go-go was like right at the end of the block where we lived at. He was like, you mean to tell me somebody robbed y'all? He knew that. He knew wasn't nobody going to try our family. He knew that. Well, at least not Mick, because didn't everybody know that I was the cousin unless I was around him. But he knew it wasn't right, and it broke my heart so bad. And that was like the ending of our relationship. Even though it was off and on, it was the ending because he knew that it was something not right about it. He spent all that money on that chain, and I put myself in a bad situation. I lied to him. He knew I was lying. He knew it was. So, it was just a dumb mistake trying to go out with some guy, one for his car, and not thinking about, not getting all the information, not sharing with my girlfriend, hey, this is where I'm going tonight. This is the guy's tags, boo, boo, boo. Didn't know the guy's real name, like nothing. Any rate, y'all, I just want to tell you how my 20-something-year-old story went wrong. And even though I wasn't 20, I was like 18. But Anyway, guys, the same people you meet on the way up are the same people you meet on the way down. YouTubers, let's be good to each other.